That kind introduction. I'd like to send a gratitude to the JROTC leadership, the cadets, friends, family, and most importantly, the support staff. Thank you. None of this could happen without y'all. Give them a round of applause. So this is a very important moment for me because, as you mentioned, I was the brigade commander. So I have tremendous pride in this unit specifically. This is unit no like any other. So if you actually look at the emblem on the flyer, the ROTC unit, it's interesting because myself and First Sergeant Davis's predecessor designed that. So that's how much pride and how much I care about this unit. So it's a big thing, and thank you again for the opportunity to speak to you all today. Now, when they open up, they always talk about, hey, your accomplishments, everything that you've been through, the pros and cons. But what I want to hone in on is that from those two things, what I want you to get is the two questions that it raises, which is, hey, Lieutenant Stanley, how did you get to this point? To do all the things that you've accomplished, what decisions did you have to make throughout your life? So through my experiences, accomplishments, and setbacks, I've gathered 4 proven tips to fast-track success, which is what I'm going to share with tonight. So let's start from the beginning. So the first tip that I have is know your purpose and have a vision. So as I mentioned, I come from a family settled here in Leesburg, Georgia back in 2008. Both of my parents were logisticians in the United States Marine Corps, and I have a tremendous pride in the Marine Corps specifically. Since a very young age, I took pride in the culture that the Marine Corps has had and the camaraderie. And I don't know if it's super common, but I love everything about the Marine Corps. The prestige of the Eagle Globe and Anchor, the ability to travel the world, and the community that we develop at every duty station that will expand internationally. So I love everything minus the 2 back-to-back deployments that my dad did to Afghanistan and Iraq. Those are like the downsides of it. And then, so show of hands, are there any military brats in the audience today? Okay, there's a couple. And I think we could all agree that the lifestyle of a military brat offers some unique experiences. Would you agree? So fast forward to 8th grade. Back when I was in 8th grade, I did everything under the sun. I played soccer, basketball, ran track, cross country, football, and I was in the band. So while I was in the band, I thoroughly enjoyed playing the saxophone. I was an alto saxophone player, loved the keys, great instrument. I figured myself to be the next Kenny G or next Coltrane. For the young generation, that's like maybe Masego, if you know who that is. And then with that first chair was a sign of status and skill. But as I transitioned to high school, I had to make a choice that aligned with my long-term vision. To make a decision with such an impact, I had to ask myself 2 questions. The first question being, who do I want to be 10 to 30 years from now? And the second question is, what influence do I want to have? So what those 2 questions did for me was it caused me to unveil my purpose and my vision. For those who are spiritual, purpose may come from a divine creator. For others, it's that fire in your stomach, that feeling of fulfillment when you wake up, that thing that makes you happy, that makes you want to shake and dance a little bit, that you're passionate about doing. Well, for me personally, I wanted to be a leader that would be worthy to lead Marines like my mother and like my father. Marines like First Sergeant Davis. I wanted the privilege to work with and build and develop Marines like Candida and Kevin Stanley. It was my formal way of giving back to an organization that gave so much to me during my life. So I made the decision to leave the band and join JROTC because it aligned with my future goals. I noticed that I had to start trimming away at the things that didn't align with my vision and my purpose. So now let me ask you, someone to me who sees themselves as a leader. Okay? Here's a leadership secret. Everybody's hand should have went up. Because leadership is about influence and everyone in this room has influence. Whether good or bad, whether in your home, in your classroom, with friends and family, in different social groups, on your sports team. So knowing that everybody has influence, ask yourself this question: what leader do you want to be? So if everyone has influence and everyone is a leader, the only difference between some leaders like Jalen Ramsey, Taylor Swift, Kai Cenat, our commander-in-chief, is the level of influence that you have, who you're influencing, and at what level. So the second tip is develop a growth mindset. To develop a growth mindset, you must place yourself in a growth-based environment. This is an environment where people are developing skills to go where you want to go, or that environment has people that have already accomplished the thing that you want to accomplish. This is why I joined JROTC and later attended the Naval Academy. The Academy is known for its rigorous leadership development, and I personally wanted to challenge myself in that environment. This is the exact same reason I decided to join the JROTC, is because this is a place that was developing leadership skills and leadership qualities in its cadets, which I see in each and every one of you. So here's a fact. The U.S. Naval Academy receives about 10,000 applications each cycle, and they have an acceptance rate of 8 to 10%. Of those accepted, about 10% don't graduate. It's a place designed to forge elite leaders that pull together the best of the best from the Navy and Marine Corps to guide you along the way. So a growth environment challenges you to stretch your capacity. That's why I saw leadership opportunities at every step in my journey. I captained my cross-country team, the track team, athletic teams, led building and team initiatives, and embraced every opportunity to grow and develop. And that's inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So each role helped me strengthen my weaknesses, refine my strengths, master new skills, and develop strong time management. Moreover, to develop a growth-based mindset